Have you ever opened your homemade yogurt and instead of seeing a thick and creamy yogurt, you end up seeing a stretchy, slimy, and ropey yogurt? Has it ever happened to you? Um, this has happened to me once. I think I posted that particular video. I made that yogurt with cowbell and my culture was one other yogurt, ready-made yogurt I got from the store. I posted that yogurt right here. I'm going to put a link in the description box. That was actually the first and last time I experienced slimy yogurt. I've actually seen videos of other people here on YouTube and other places who made yogurt that end up becoming very, very stretchy, very, very slimy. Like my own slimy yogurt, like the one that happened to me, was actually a very, very simple thing compared to the ones I've seen. So if you have ever made such yogurt or you've ever been in that situation, then you're wondering how come my yogurt is slimy, how come it is not the way it is supposed to be, and all of that questions have ever run through your mind, that is what we'll be talking about in this video. Everything about slimy yogurt, why your yogurt turns slimy, how to prevent it. Okay, but if you have ever experienced that, or if you ever experience slimy yogurt, do not panic, because that your yogurt is slimy does not make it is bad. It is not bad. You can actually eat it. Okay, before the end of this video, I'm going to talk about how you can eat slimy yogurt, like how you can actually eat slimy yogurt. But one thing you can't do is to sell it. You can't sell it, but you can eat it. For me, I don't like it, right? The one that happened to me, like when I made mine, I don't think I ate that yogurt. Like it was somehow, when you're eating yogurt, you're expecting to eat something that, yogurt is yogurt, and then it turns out slimy. Some persons like me won't feel comfortable eating it, but it doesn't mean slimy yogurt is bad. Slimy yogurt isn't bad. Okay, the yogurt is slimy does not mean it is bad. It is not bad. You can eat it. We can actually adjust it and eat. Now, why does this thing happens? Why does your yogurt turn slimy? What is that thing that you did wrong? What is that thing that you didn't do well? Why did this yogurt come out fine? Let's talk about that. Right, but please, before I get into that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and do that. Click on that subscribe button and support me. Also, turn on your post notification bell so that anytime I post videos on this channel, you'll be the first person YouTube will notify. Do not forget to share my videos. I have videos on how to make different things, affordable things that you can actually make. I have them here on this channel. Feel free to go through my playlist. Feel free to share them. Feel free to watch everything. Also, if you want to advance your yogurt production, like learn how to preserve your yogurt, I run training, I run classes like that. Check in the description box. You'll find a link and then you can write me directly. That particular one is not free. Okay, I don't do that free. Every other thing is free, but when it comes to preservation of those things, no, it is not free. It's a paid class. Okay, so guys, let's just get into this particular one. Slimy yogurt actually happens when a certain bacteria produces sticky substance during fermentation. So when this thing takes place is during fermentation, after mixing your water and milk, and then you keep it for some period of time to ferment. It is during this period of time that this bacteria contamination takes place and it ends up producing slimy yogurt. Different factors can actually lead to slimy yogurt. Number one, your starter culture. When you use a wrong starter culture, it can actually lead to slimy yogurt. For instance, I told you guys that I bought a particular yogurt brand and I used it as my starter culture, and my own yogurt ended up becoming slimy. Now, the starter you use for your yogurt production actually matters a whole lot. Whatever you use to produce your yogurt, right, that actually determines what your end result will be. Why? That's because your starter culture has a lot to do with what your yogurt will taste like. It has a lot to do with what your yogurt will feel like, what it will be like, what the end result will be. So if you use a slimy starter culture, your yogurt will definitely be slimy. If you use a starter culture, that is not. So if you want to use an already made yogurt, you want to be sure that you are very sure, like you know what that particular brand is all about before you can use it. Okay, also when a starter has been used so many times, like if you're not using dry starter and you want to use already made yogurt for your yogurt production, do not use something that has been repeated so many times. Ordinarily, you're not even supposed to use a yogurt. No, I know when we teach how to make yogurt, we'll tell you always bring out the one you use for your next batch, right? Always bring out the one you use for the next batch. Yes, that is what I always say. But always bring out the one you use for the next batch should not exceed the next 5 batches or the next 4 batches. Let's say for instance now you use a dry starter to produce this one. Out of that one you get out the one you use for the next one. Out of that one you get out the one you use for the next one, just like that until it gets to the 4th or 5th one. After that, please buy another dried starter. Do not use and use and use and use. The potency, everything, the bacteria is going to reduce and you end up not getting your desired results. Okay, so the solution to this, the solution to not using the wrong starter culture is by using a fresh starter, and also do not repeat your starter culture more than 3 or more than 4 to 5 times. Do not repeat. If you do this, you will not experience that. Okay, that's point number one. Another thing that can actually produce slimy yogurt is when you use too much starter culture. Using too much starter culture does not mean that you make the best yogurt. You don't really need too much of these things. Okay, so you have to use your starter culture in the right proportion. Don't overuse them. When you overuse them, it causes overactivity in that yogurt fermentation, that yogurt production, and that can actually cause your yogurt to become slimy. Now the solution to this is don't use too much starter culture. Okay, do not use too much of it. Like 2 tablespoons of your starter culture for 1 liter of yogurt is actually okay. 2 tablespoons can produce 1 liter of yogurt, so you do not need to overdo this thing. You're not like you want to make 1 liter of yogurt and then you want to measure like 1 whole liter of starter culture to add to it. No, that doesn't make sense. Okay, let's say you're producing like 5 liters. It is okay for you to add half cup of your starter culture to it. Okay, you're producing like 8 liters. It is okay for you to add 1 cup or 1.5 cup of your starter culture to it. A lot of persons, like you're producing 8 liters, you want to use like 4 liters of culture. That's you overdoing it, and it will end up causing overactivity in the fermentation process. Another thing that can cause a yogurt to become slimy is over fermentation, and also not using the right temperature. Like for instance, if you're supposed to ferment your yogurt between 6 to 14 hours. Do not do it more than 14 hours. Okay, 6 to 14 hours. Some persons decide to leave their yogurt for like 16 hours, 20 hours, 25 hours. That is over fermentation, so do not do that. And also, if you do not stop the fermentation process and then it keeps fermenting and fermenting and fermenting, it can also become slimy. Okay, now something else is not doing it at the right temperature, not adding your starter at the right temperature. A lot of persons do not know that there is actually a temperature that you're supposed to add your starter. As a matter of fact, you can have a failed yogurt if you do not add your starter at the right temperature. Now, what is the right temperature? The right temperature is when your milk solution is warm. If you are using a thermometer, then it's supposed to be between 43 to 45 degrees Celsius. If you're using your finger, then it has to be warm, not hot. If you do not do it at that particular time, then you end up having a failed yogurt. Now, something else that causes slimy yogurt is when your yogurt is being fermented at a low temperature. Okay, when it is being fermented at a low temperature, that can also cause your yogurt to become slimy. Remember I said that it should not be too hot, also it should not be too cold. You have to do it when it is warm. All right, leave it when it is warm. Like add your starter fermentation when your yogurt is warm and let it remain warm. And while fermenting, do not shake it, because if you shake it, something else may happen. So you don't want that. So that is why it is usually advised that when you make your yogurt, like during that fermentation, keep it somewhere that you know you will not touch. Keep it somewhere you know that people will not move, like hands will not touch it. Okay, that way it is going to nobody will touch it, you will not shake it, and there will not be any issue. Okay, so how to prevent this particular thing is for you to keep your yogurt warm and stable. Do not shake it, and also ferment when it is warm, not cold. Something else that can actually cause your yogurt to be slimy, not just slimy, all these points that I'm giving, right, all these points are not just for producing slimy yogurt, but also if like some persons can make yogurt and then the next day, like when it is time, you go check on your yogurt and everything is like it didn't ferment, like everything is just the way you left it. So one thing that can cause that is poor hygiene. You guys, I'm so sorry about the background noise. Okay, now poor hygiene is one thing that can cause that. What do I mean by poor hygiene? When you did not clean your utensils, when you did not clean your hands, when you did not clean the things you're working with, when you did not clean the area, the environment that you're working with, it can actually cause your yogurt not to ferment properly. It can cause your yogurt not to ferment properly. So you want to make sure that you use clean things. Clean the spatula that you'll be using. You want to clean the bowl that you'll be using. You want to clean everything, even your hands. Like you want to make sure, when I don't wear gloves and I'm making my yogurt, I ensure that I wash my hands. Like I wash my hand even before I do the finger testing, the finger, like dipping finger test, the deep finger test. Before I do that, I wash my hands even if it has been washed. So you want to ensure that you maintain proper hygiene when making your yogurt, otherwise it will fail. Also in the fridge, like after fermenting and you want to stop fermentation or something, and then you put it in the fridge, you want to make sure that the things that are in your fridge, you don't have anything yeasty close to that. Okay, if there's anything that contains yeast, maybe puff puff is in your kitchen or something that is yeasty or something that contains any kind of bacteria, it may affect the yogurt. Yes, it may affect what your yogurt turns out to be. So this is something that you want to be extremely careful while making. Extremely careful while making, if you don't want to have failed results. If you know how much milk costs, you want to be very careful when making it, because any failed yogurt would lead to you wasting all the milk. And forget about water is free. So okay, water is not free everywhere, but just the water is a bit, so it's better off compared to how much you are buying milk. So you want to be careful, extremely careful while making your yogurt, so that you don't experience these things. So what this means is that for you to have a perfect yogurt, you need clean equipment. You also need correct temperature. You need the right starter fermentation. You also need the right starter quality. Also, you need proper fermentation time. How do you adjust your slimy yogurt and eat? Let's talk about that. Now, you can actually eat it like that if you want, or you can put it in your blender. Yeah, if you have a blender, just pour everything inside and then blend it. It's going to loosen it a little bit. Okay. Yeah, if you're looking for, maybe you don't want to throw it away, you can put it in your blender and blend it. It's going to loosen it up and you can eat it. Something else you can do to your slimy yogurt before you eat it is you can get your cheesecloth and then you pour everything on it, like allow the whey. It's going to take time because everything is now a bit sticky, so it's going to take time, but just pour it on a cheesecloth, allow the whey to drop off, like that water to drop off a little bit. It may now become thicker. Then you can add little amount of water, like ordinary water, to it, and then you blend in your blender. That way it's also going to loosen it, so it won't be as stretchy as it was when you discovered it. And then I've also seen a kind of slimy yogurt that like ordinarily if the yogurt is at room temperature it won't be slimy, it won't look slimy, but if you try to cool it, if you put it in the refrigerator, it's going to become slimy. So if you want to eat that kind of yogurt, how do you eat it? Just bring it out of the refrigerator. Do not allow it to be cool. Just leave it at room temperature. It's going to loosen up and you can eat it. If you found this helpful, then please go ahead and like this video. Yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and family. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on your post notification bell. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video.